Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here, welcome back to the railway. Now you guys know me, usually I'm perfectly happy to sit and watch my model trains, but not today. Today I'm tired of that and I've decided it's time for me to take a ride. Engines, this is your destiny. For years now you've had to suffer the embarrassment of hauling model wagons and model passengers, but today you are to mimic your full-sized overlords and haul a full-sized human being. Good luck, comrades. So there is one very obvious elephant in the room, and that elephant is of course me. The chances of me balancing on a wagon like this and taking a ride on it are pretty much nil. So right off the bat I'm going to have to settle by being pulled along by the power of model trains rather than riding on board myself. Hence there has to be some sort of vehicle, and I'm going to introduce that to you right now. Here it comes. I call it the trolley, and that is what it will be known as. It's a big trolley. I don't know what it's for carrying. I don't think it's supposed to be used for transporting large people around on their model railways, but that is its purpose today. So first of all, we need to find out what sort of force do we need in order to shift me along on that trolley. So I did a little test to find out. Yeah, alright, fair enough. The trolley is a little bit on the small side, but all I want is a ride. It doesn't have to be a comfortable ride. So I've got a piece of string. This is professional stuff. Newton meter. I'm going to hook that around the front of the trolley, and we will see how much force is required to pull it along with me on board. Here we go. Oh. It's off the scale. So that is no good whatsoever. More than 10 newtons to move me on the trolley. That's far too much. So I need a solution. I need to find a way to reduce the friction on the setup. And for that, I've got wood. Right, I'm now mounted, yes, on the wood. I'll make the joke so that you don't have to. Let's see if that makes any sort of difference. Okay, let's start pulling. Oh, we're moving. We started moving at about 6 newtons. Right, well that's a little better. 6 newtons, it took a little bit more to get any sort of speed up. So if we aim for about 8 newtons, that might be doable. So that is looking much, much better. 8 newtons to move me on the trolley. I think finally we're within the realms of reason. However, we've still got a huge problem because the average pulling force on a model train in my collection is about 0.3 newtons, and we need 8 newtons in order to move me. So we're going to need about 20 engines, which is quite crazy stuff. The problem there though is that these controllers that I use can only output about an amp, and 1 amp is only enough to run about 4 model trains max, and we need 20. So I've picked up this rather dangerous looking device. This is a 5-volt power supply which will run our locos up about a medium speed. That's not too bad, and this can put out 10 amps, which is enough to power about 40 model trains. That's more than what we need. But there's even another problem, and that problem is these couplings, model train couplings. Do I really think I can put 8 newtons of force on one of those and not cause a problem? I don't think so. So the original plan was to do a sort of canal towpath sort of thing where I would be the barge and the model trains would be the model trains, the real trains I guess. But we can't do that. 1 train is going to be too much. I can't put all that force on the couplings. So we're going to need multiple tracks. Well, I've got loads of straights. I've got my pieces of wood. So let's build a setup and see if we can't get me to have a ride on a model train. So hopefully you can see exactly where this is going. We have 4 tracks powered, as you can see, and they are nailed to 2 parallel rails, pieces of wood, which stretch right across the room. And there it is, the trolley. Big question is though, will it actually stay on this makeshift track? As you can see, the chariot sits nicely on there. And if we keep it steady, it follows the tracks. Ooh, you know what? I think this just might work. So here I'm trying to make some hooks that I can attach to the trolley and also to the wires attached to the locos. So hopefully I need these to solder together. So I reckon I've got these hooks adjusted about right. Pop that on there like that. And then a nice dousing of hot glue. Okay, we are all set up. We have a mere 12 locomotives hooked up to the trolley. We're going to try an unmanned test first of all, just to make sure the trolley and the locomotives can actually make it along the stretch. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my gosh. Well, the tenders don't like it, but it worked. So the unmanned test shows lots of promise. That was a big success. As you saw, the wheels stayed where they were supposed to and the trolley stayed nice and straight without getting stuck on anything. So that is really good news. There is some bad news though, because I measured the pulling force from the engines and it's nowhere near where we need it to be. I only measured about 3 newtons, and of course we need 8 minimum. We need 8 to sort of run along, but a lot more than 8 to get started. So we're going to have to make some changes. Obviously the locos I'm using are not strong enough. I'm going to have to change them. So I'm going to have to get rid of some of the weaker engines and replace them with stronger ones. Right, let's make some changes. Right, I am on board the trolley. And changes have been made. As you can see, I've added the full 20 locomotives, which actually looks pretty scary. There's quite a lot. I've also revised my choice of locos. I've tried to pick even stronger locos so that I've got the best possible chance of being moved by this lot. Here is my controller. It's extremely high tech. It is a plug and socket. So I'm going to start it there. Then a little bit further down, I've got a power bar with a switch on it. And if I reach that point, I can turn it off, hopefully, and stop before the engines crash into the end of the track. Now then, history may be about to change. Will rail transportation ever be the same again? Will human transportation ever be the same again? Well, the answer is probably yes, but I'm ready to give this a try. Right, here we go. Plug in, go. Oh, well, it doesn't work. I can feel it pulling, but it's not happening. Let me unplug it. Wow. Well, that is the best way to embarrass yourself on the internet. I feel like a crazy Santa Claus trying to conduct broken reindeer. Right, well, it's disheartening, but this would be a pretty rubbish video if I didn't fix this. So we're going to look at the situation and see if we can't make this work. So that was a massive fail, unfortunately. Despite the changes I made, we're still nowhere near where we need to be in order to get this to work. However, looking back at some of the footage I took, I noticed that the wheels on some of the engines are hardly going round at all, which means that they're not getting enough voltage to actually get the motors spinning up, and so we're not getting the maximum pulling power out of them. So I think I've got 3 choices. First of all, I need to measure each and every loco on that 5-volt power supply and find out how well it actually pulls on 5 volts. So we'll do that, and then we'll get a total for every single track and find out which one is the weakest and which engines we need to replace with stronger ones. The second thing I could possibly do is add another track. I've got lots of tracks, so I think I could do a 5th track right between the wooden slats, but that would, mean using 25 engines. The other thing is, obviously, we need a little bit more power into the locos. I do have another power supply, and by the way, never mess around with these power supplies. They are a little bit dangerous. But this one is 12 volts, and the problem is if I put 12 volts into those locos under stress as they are, it's going to burn some of them out. So my only option is to wire up 2 pairs, so we've got 2 tracks on the left, 2 tracks on the right, wire up those pairs in series so that we get about 6 volts to each loco instead of 5, which is only a tiny increase, but it might help just speed things up a little bit and get a bit more power out the engines. So first of all, I'm going to measure each engine and find out which ones are the weakest and hopefully replace those with stronger ones. So here is the testing procedure. Probably should have done this to start with, but not to worry. So hook up the Newton meter to the back, give the engine some power, well, try not to cover the lens, and just see what it's got on its own at 5 volts. So that one's pretty good. That one's 0.4 newtons. So I'll write that one down. That's the Coronation 0.4. That I think should be good. So we'll do this for the whole lot, find the weak links and replace them with stronger locos that will pull their weight, literally. Okay, the results are in and it is a little bit clearer now what needs to be done to put the power up. So track 1 is one of the weakest at 2.18 newtons for the whole lot, so that could do with some improvement. The weakest engine there is the Princess at the front. Track 2 is the weakest of them all. We have the Small Prairie and the Thompson 01 on there, which are very weak, 1.78 newtons. Track 3 is one of the better ones. That one hauls 2.34 newtons, which is not bad at all. If anything, the Class 20 at the back could be replaced. And then on track 4, this one's pretty good as well, 2.2 newtons, with the 56XX being the weakest. So I'm going to look through the rest of my collection, find some even stronger engines, and add those in and see if we can't put the pulling force up. Okay, the relevant engines have been swapped. We should now be up to that 10 newton goal, which should be enough to move me. Man, I wish I hadn't eaten that cake this morning. Okay, let's get them coupled up and let's have another attempt. Please, please, please let this one work. Engines, this is your destiny. For years now, you've had to suffer the embarrassment of hauling model wagons and model passengers. But today, you are to mimic your full-sized overlords and haul a full-sized human being. At least I hope so. So, good luck, comrades. Plugging in 3, 2, 1. Yes! I am moving. Oh, it's very feeble and slow, but we are definitely going. Go on, a bit more. Oh, turn it off. Did we get to the end? Oh yes, so we've got multiple trains at the end. We've got row 4 at the end. Looks like row 3 is. In fact, they're all there, except this one, except row number 4. Crikey. It's about 40 centimetres, but I can honestly say that I've been moved along by a model train. That is crazy. And with 32 engines, it only looks as though 2 of them have derailed, and funnily enough, it's both of the 9Fs, maybe the jolt as they reach the end of the track. Knock those tenders off. But besides that, that is astonishing stuff. So amazingly, that really did work. It was very slow and painful, as I say, and some of the engines didn't like it, although there were no fatalities. But it does work. It is true that you can sort of travel on a 00 gauge model railway, or at least under the power of 00 gauge locomotives. The question is, how many locos do you need? Obviously though, don't try any of this stuff at home. These power supplies, as I say, you shouldn't really mess around with them. They're not designed to be played with or anything like that. And of course, our locos don't like having all that stress on them. If I'd have put much more power through them, I could have seen some burnouts very easily. But I hope you enjoyed that. That's opened my eyes. What have I learned? Have I learned anything? I've learned that it takes about 30 model trains to move me. And you know, all that lot together, if you add up all their pulling forces, that lot could move 600 00 gauge coaches. 600! Unbelievable stuff. There must have been a lot of friction on that trolley. Anyway, exciting stuff. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Back to some normal content again next time. But for the time being, thanks for watching. Thank you for your company, and I will see you very soon. All right, cheers everybody.